good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is, and welcome back to Loving Lori. Today I am going to share with you my experience with COVID. Um, Today is only my second day of my second day out of quarantine. And it was definitely tough for myself. I know for Sarah, I'm sure for Leilani, but I'm only going to be sharing my experience and what happened with everything that was going on within my head, within my thought processes, within even my social life. Because anybody that knows me knows that I am a very, very social person. So this was not an easy um, thing for me. So, okay, so let's begin with I believe it was on a Monday when I had my very first symptom. I just didn't know it was a symptom. And so I have two jobs. One, again, I work with a family. The second one is at the restaurant. I believe I got it at the restaurant just because there's such a large amount of people in the restaurant. And, obviously with Omicron, it has been kind of hard to keep track of, even if people are testing negative, the window's a 72-hour frame of coming into a restaurant and showing a negative COVID test if you're not vaccinated, and then if you're vaccinated. But obviously I'm vaccinated and I still got COVID. So what I want to talk about is that I think I got it there, but I could have gotten it anywhere else. I mean, obviously we were still going out shopping, and but I mean, pretty much other than like going to the grocery store to pick up something to have for lunch at work or whatever, anything like that. Other than that, it wasn't really like I wasn't going anywhere other than to work or to pick something up. I am getting winded a lot quicker. Oh my goodness, I don't know why I keep saying but I am getting winded a lot quicker. It feels like I'm just like talking, and usually where I don't have to like stop to take a breath, I definitely have noticed that I have to do that. Sarah and I went on a walk today, and I definitely am at a slower pace. When I go back to work, I have warned them like, hey, things are like winding me already. And just going up and down our stairs and doing our like laundry. I've been doing all the laundry that I had from the 10 days that I was in here, and then obviously like our bed sheets and all that. Excuse me. Everybody says that the cough is the last thing to go, but okay, so this is when I started. I actually already had a cough from, I believe I had the flu like a few months ago, and because I did test for COVID and it was negative, so it wasn't COVID. And I had this cough. So on that particular Monday, I was up probably like for an hour, just like with like a cough attack. It was really weird, but I didn't think anything of it. Went to work Monday during the day. I guess that was Sunday night. And then Monday during the day I was fine. Then Tuesday I woke up with a little bit of a headache, but again, nothing out of the ordinary. I also know that I don't always drink as much water as I need to for the amount of like exercise that I'm doing, walking back and forth, whether I'm at one job or another job. I'm very active in both of my jobs, so I noticed that I had a headache in the morning, but I was just kind of coughed it up to I'm not drinking enough water for what I need to be drinking. I've been taking my vitamins every day. I think I shared it with you guys in my last video, but I don't know if you guys can see down here. But I have a multivitamin that I take. I take my vitamin D. I take turmeric for inflammation. I started taking these maybe like 2 weeks ago, a blood filter. I'm taking elderberry because it helps with not getting sick, I guess. And if you do get sick, your body can recuperate a little bit better. Excuse me, sorry. And then the zinc, I started, and my spirulina also. These are the things that I've been taking like on a daily basis. And then the zinc I started, which this has to have zinc in it. I'm sure it does, yeah. it has 23% of what I need in a day. So taking this is probably going to be added. Um, and then most recently through the COVID again, I started with this with the zinc, and then I got another vitamin D, but that has more IU's in it. I'm not even sure what that means, but and I had just stopped taking B12 because a lot of these things have B12 in them. So in order for me to not make myself sick with so much B12, I stopped taking my B12 itself. Along with drinking at least one hydro flask a day. I try to do two, but that's not always the case. So next day I went to work again. I had woke up with a little bit of a headache, but I dropped off cookies to everybody that was in my work area, so in the valley. I dropped everything off and then I went to work, and by the end of the day, me and my boss at that specific location had started talking about how a lot of people are traveling, how we haven't been watching the news because it's just really upsetting and it's hard to watch sometimes. But I had kind of, I had text Sarah and I was like, before we leave, like, I definitely want to get like at home test, and I want to test just to make sure. I don't want to get on the plane knowing that we can possibly go over to her mom's house and infect people. So it took Sarah forever. Wednesday morning, I woke up with a bigger headache. But then again, I was just like, okay, I'm getting a migraine. I had had a migraine the week before. And I was just like, okay, maybe now I'm starting to get migraines because my mom gets migraines. And I kind of just left it at that. Well, Sarah was able to finally find out home test. So we take the test. Mine comes out positive. We had another one. So I took another test, and it comes out positive again. And right away I call my boss that I was working with the previous day, and I was like, oh my god, you know how we were talking about how people are like testing and finding out they're positive? Well, I just tested and I'm positive. Like, I took two tests. It was an antigen test, and right away she's like, no, the antigen tests are not the ones. You need a PCR test. She was able to find somewhere, and luckily she was able to pay for me to get a rapid PCR test. So I go to the place that she made the appointment. I get the rapid PCR. It's like hurting to breathe right here. Sorry. I get the rapid PCR, and it's supposed to be back within an hour. Not even kidding, maybe 35-40 minutes into our drive back home, we are, because this place is an hour away. I am logging onto the website, and it says that my results are ready and they are positive. So we get back. Sarah and I had been wearing masks the entire time she was driving because I wasn't feeling the best. And I call her and I'm just like, I'm trying not to freak out, but I tested positive again. So I just want to let you guys know so that way you can get your family checked out, everything. They test negative. They're all good. Sarah right away cancels the flights, and obviously Christmas, as we thought it was going to be, is canceled. Sarah had already packed her suitcase, so she comes into the room, grabs her suitcase, and it was kind of, that was it. Like, we separated, we didn't even say bye. It was just like I was getting in bed to kind of try to sleep off the headache, and Sarah was going downstairs to make an appointment to get a test done. And we had already told Leilani, like, you need to stay in your room, only come out to use the bathroom. If you need anything, text mommy because she's going to be downstairs. So the way we did it was that I was in our bedroom. I might have already said this, sorry, like, my brain fog is like at 100. So I was in our room with our bathroom. Leilani was her room, and across from her door is her bathroom. And then Sarah was downstairs with the downstairs bathroom, minus the when she needed to take a shower. In the morning, she would take a shower, and Leilani's sanitize everything and then come out. And then she left like a tray outside of my room to kind of leave stuff on. And then me and Leilani didn't open the door at the same time. She would drop stuff off for Leilani, and that was that. Second day, I definitely woke up feeling it. So the night that I tested positive, that night was a very rough night. I had a fever ranging from 104 to 101. I don't remember it going lower than 101. I was really uncomfortable. I had the chills. I was freezing, but yet I had this fever. I had the fan on. I had all the windows open. I don't even think I've closed the windows at all since then. Um, I had started to film, but I was trying to use one of the new mics that Sarah got me, and it did not work, and the audio did not save. So that was not working. And then by the time I figured that out, I had already filmed for 2 or 3 days, and I was just so over it. By the third and fourth day, I was emotionally having a really hard time. I was yelling at Sarah every time she called me, and I got mad specifically because she was being thoughtful and she brought up my breakfast, and she was like, I left breakfast outside, and I was just like, I have no control over anything, and you're over here bringing my breakfast. And I know I sound like a bitch, but like, you're bringing my breakfast. That's not what I wanted. I knew what I was going to ask you for. I want to be able to ask you when I want it. I have no control over being able to go downstairs and get my own stuff. And I was just the biggest jerk. Obviously, when I calmed down, I apologized, and we kind of talked about how, like, if it was the other way around and Sarah was sick, I'd be on it. I'd be like, this is that. Sarah would be able to be in bed and like kind of just relax, because she likes, that is her way of relaxing. My way of relaxing is not really relaxing, I guess. It's like going out for dinner, going out and doing something. It's not, I don't like to be at home, and I don't like to be in bed. So by day 3 and 4, emotionally, I was at my limits. I woke up crying. I was taking Z-Quil to go to sleep because I was just like, I don't want to be awake. I just want these days to go, so that way I can be able to just do what I want to do. So yeah, it was rough. And yesterday, on my last day of quarantine, I went and I got a test done. Again, I'm not sure why I went to get it done, but I did. And I felt sick probably 2.5, 3 days out of all the days. I have congestion still, and I have congestion still, and I have the cough, but I heard from a lot of people that the cough is the last thing to go if it goes. Again, I do feel the first day of me being out definitely very winded. But I think for me, the last like 2 days, I maybe even the last 3 days, like, people were calling me and I didn't want to answer, and I wasn't answering, and people were texting me and messaging me on social media, and I wasn't responding. And I think emotionally and spiritually, I think that is where I needed to get to understand that I don't need to message or talk to people right when they want to talk to me, or I don't need to pick up every single time just because I feel like, oh, I need to pick up because they're calling me and they might need something. Like, no, I get to choose. And I think that has definitely helped me kind of stand up for myself and do things for myself rather than for other people. So I definitely am thankful for COVID for that. As well as putting me in the position to be vulnerable, because like I said, if I was in the opposite position where Sarah was at, I'd do a lot better, and vice versa. I think Sarah would be better at like being able to stay still and not do anything and kind of just relax. But we were put in complete opposite positions of what we're normally used to being at. I don't like being vulnerable, but I was forced to be vulnerable, and I was forced to be put in this position again that I don't necessarily like being in. And I think it's kind of helped me figure out, like, hey, it's okay to slow down, and it's okay to be taken care of. And I definitely appreciate Sarah for dealing with my moods and being super understanding and just being the best partner that I could have had to go through this. But that was my experience. Nothing too big. Again, I know, other than getting winded, really, like, I went on a walk today. I'm gonna go on a walk in the evening, and I'm gonna keep doing that to build up my stamina. And yeah, keep taking my vitamins. Let me know if you guys have had COVID, and how you guys felt through it, if you guys went through the same emotional things that I went through. But anyways, I love you guys. Thank you so much. Remember to subscribe, share, like, and turn on click the little bell so you can get some notifications whenever I'm posting. I will leave you all with a, sorry, I'm leaving you all with light, love, and a big ol' hug. Bye, guys.